Hello, I'm Brian Wright. The book is called Cracking the Code, the fascinating truth about taxation in America, and that's what's important. The subtitle is important because it is the truth, and it's a hard thing for a lot of people to understand. The fact is that the income tax, that the federal income tax is not a direct tax. It's an excise tax. If it were a direct tax, it would violate Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution, and it doesn't, and the law states that it doesn't. So what Pete had done in Cracking the Code, which he wrote in 2003, was to, and by that time the code had been computerized, and so he could do keyword searches. So he looked up and he discovered that income, in fact, is a particular class of earnings that pertain to the exercise of federal privilege. If you don't work for the government, if you don't receive stipends from the government, if you don't work for a government corporation or receive dividends from a corporation, then your earnings are direct and they're of right. That means that they're yours. They're not subject to the income tax because they are not income. And I have to admit that it took me a while to kind of step up to the plate and file educated. And I kind of mainly because I was in a situation where it wasn't really necessary to file. And so, but when I did get a direct an employment, technically, or at least colloquially employment job where they filed reports on me, W-2s, I found that it was going to be necessary for me to file educated and recover my property. And I have done that, and I've done it for 2 years now, both Michigan and the federal government, and it's just amazing how trouble-free it went. Now, some people have had issues, and I know that on the forums, and you have to sort that out from just all the the riffraff and occasional trolls and so forth. But I mean, there are some legitimate issues. But usually, if you have a very simple form and you've got you're filing you're basically declaring, and there are sample forms on losthorizons.com, and filings. People have recovered. I think the conservative number is $2.2 billion over the past 13 or 14 years, and that's hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of individuals have recovered their property, both their federal and state. And that includes Social Security, Medicare, and their normal withholding. So that, and this is a very liberating concept. So it's like, a lot of people are concerned that, oh, you're going to track me down and I don't want to go to jail. Well, that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That there are corrupt government officials, but there are plenty of tools on losthorizons.com that you're not going to get trapped. And it's just personally, I've just been elated with the just a small amount really of earnings that I've had recovered. And it's it really makes life a lot easier when you get your true property back and it doesn't belong to the government. So he just makes it easy. Check out losthorizons.com. Check out Cracking the Code. And those of you who have been successful, I encourage you to provide, and this is up on the forums, but to quote unquote tithe, to return. Give some back to the investment so we can do education and we can help the very few people out there that do have trouble and dealing with the harassment, arbitrary harassment of corrupt government officials. So this is the way to go. It'll liberate the country, and it'll keep government from just going haywire and causing wars and poisoning our world. And it's just, this is the best thing you can do, just as a simple citizen. So thank you.